Well, the Premier League race may be done and dusted on Sunday. That's if Leicester City turn up and pick maximum points against Manchester United at Old Trafford. However, their celebration may be delayed or cut short if results don't go their way, and Tottenham do a good job against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. With just 3 games to the end, the permutations are still very much on. Welcome. This is the biggest sports show on television, Sports Week, with me, Promise Foge. On the show, Spain agreed to teach Nigeria League football management. We have that on top story. The best of table tennis rallies involving Nigerian legend Segun Toriola make up top action. A Pakistani wants to rub shoulders with the best drivers in Formula One. He talks about his ambitions on Side View. Plus, Mark Otabo will be my guest on the program, and together we shall be discussing some high points. The program is Sports Week.
Lovely move from Suarez will bring this back to...
This is the Spanish La Liga. And this is the Nigeria Professional Football League. Imagine the Nigerian Professional Football League operating at this level. But at the moment, the Spanish La Liga is thousands of miles ahead of what is obtainable in Nigerian club football. This gulf may be narrowed soon, following the steps taken by the Nigerian League Management Company, LMC. The LMC have entered into a long-term relationship with Spanish La Liga to exchange ideas, experiences and capacity building. A 5-year memorandum of understanding has been signed. The long-term agreement was signed between Shehu Diko, chairman of the League Management Company, and La Liga president Javier Tebas, with Spain ambassador to Nigeria, Alfonso Banvevo, and Nigeria's sports minister Solomon Dalong countersigning as witnesses. The partnership will also improve cultural and trade ties between Nigeria and Spain. The Memorandum of Understanding contains the technical arrangements which include training of local coaches and administrators, youth and players development, commercial activities, digital media and marketing.
La Liga is one of the most important companies in Spain, and it represents Marca España. I consider very important their presence in Nigeria. Let me thank you again for giving me this opportunity to be here, and wish you all the success with the MOU.
Stakeholders say the partnership between the NPFL and La Liga was a sweet beginning that will raise the brand of football in Nigeria, as the NPFL will experience a robust benefit from the newly ratified relationship.
We shall benefit from your wealth of experience. We shall also rely on you for expertise, as much as we also have more to offer.
Nigeria's sports minister Solomon Dalong reaffirmed the government's commitment towards making sports in Nigeria investment friendly.
The Nigerian League Management Company has undoubtedly done a great job in improving the standard of the Nigeria Professional Football League. With plenty of innovations, adherence to set rules and regulations, Nigerians are beginning to take club football seriously, and the interest in the domestic league has regenerated. A testament to these are the full capacity stadiums during Nigerian league matches. Well, do not misconstrue my submissions. I'm not saying in any way that the Nigerian league is at its peak, but with the strides being taken by those who manage the league, Nigerian club football can be said to be on its way to the top. Well, these and other stories will be up for discussion as Mark Otabo joins me on the program. Glad to have you, Mark.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, the La Liga is one of the best leagues in the world, no doubt about that. Yeah. Well, and the Nigerian Professional Football League, maybe a donkey trying to take on a race. They have signed a pact with the La Liga. Yeah. Do you think that is a positive move?
It is a very positive move, because I actually saw that story and I felt so happy. I felt good because it's going to create a lot of enabling environment for our football to actually thrive. Because in recent times, we've had issues with management, style of coaching, and quality of players emanating from the leagues into the Super Eagles squad, which has always been a problem. We've always had the problems of actually going abroad to actually get foreign-based players to actually come do the job for us. But with this pact right now, the leagues will be taken seriously. Those playing for the Nigerian Professional Football League now knows that this is not just playing for a Nigerian league, but you're playing for a Nigerian league, and there's an ambition with it.
That's true.
I'm really, really glad. I'm happy.
Well, Nigerians follow the EPL a lot, the English Football League. That's the opium as far as most Nigerian football lovers are concerned.
Yeah.
Maybe the Spanish league comes second in terms of followership from this part of the world.
Yeah.
Some persons are of the opinion that perhaps the LMC should have gone into this kind of agreement with the EPL.
Well, I wouldn't. You see, the EPL, whether you like it or not, they are a business consortium. You cannot dictate what they want to do. You see, for a white man to sell his idea for you, a lot of things have to really go down. Now, with Spain even coming into the setup, I still have a bit of my reservations. Would they really come and give us extremely what their football style management is like? Would they really come and sell everything to us here in Nigeria? Well, we have to actually understand the politics behind this thing sometimes. Nothing goes for nothing in most cases, because you can have an academy come
I
down.
think certainly it will be a symbiotic relationship.
I hope
they would profit from the Nigerian league as well.
Well,
maybe one or two ideas.
You see, you see, when things like this happen, the thing you begin to think now is our own management here. How well would they be able to fare with understanding that this is a pact? Let's work together with these people. I hope we would hold our own side of the bargain to ensure that this communication flows perfectly.
Well, did I just say it will be a symbiotic relationship? I think it will most likely be a parasitic one, because they are way, way ahead of the Nigerian Professional Football League. And so it is the NPFL or the NPFL, I mean, like it is commonly said, that will be gaining more from the La Liga.
Well, it can be a symbiotic relationship if we place ourselves at that position for them to see it that way.
Okay.
If we now place ourselves as, look, it's time for us to be like a host and they will parasite and everything, then it boils down to us, because if we are striking a pact with these people, we have to show them that we are businesslike. We have to show them we are ready for this. We have to show them we've got what it takes to actually hold down this particular deal and take it to the extreme.
And I think a lot of credit should go to this man, Shehu Diko. That's the chairman of the league management company.
His name is already in the history books.
Absolutely. And since he took over, took charge of the LMC, we've seen a lot of,
changes.
Positive changes. It is under his tenure we started seeing league matches in Nigeria played on the floodlights. I mean, security is intense.
Full capacity stadium.
People going to the stadium now to watch
games
football,
and all that.
You err as a club, you get banned. Don't forget, Giwa FC are currently suffering
right now. In fact,
and so lots of positives coming into the Nigerian Professional Football League, and you want to say with the LMC in place, a lot more would come as far as the league football is concerned here in Nigeria. Well, still to come on the program, analysis on the English Premier League title chase, with Leicester City in front and Tottenham chasing from behind.
I'm Victor Osimhen, Nigeria Golden League player. Keep watching Sports Week.
We're glad to have you back on the program Sports Week. Marco Tabo still with me on the show, and together we'll be taking a look at the title running as far as the English Premier League is concerned. Mark, Leicester City have one hand on the title. One game to go. Like you see Claudio Ranieri gesticulating here.
Yes.
Just one game to go. 3 maximum points against United on Sunday, and that will be all.
Well, we cannot sound so convincing about the fact that they have just one more game to go, because Manchester United right now seem to have actually returned to that form you want to see them in. Louis van Gaal wants to keep his job. An FA Cup trophy and a Champions League spot this season.
That's if he can keep his job.
Would have been a success for him. Rio Ferdinand actually reiterated over the week that he sees some flashes of promise with the way he's handling Manchester United now, if he actually decides to do what everybody's expecting him to do. So nobody's expecting Man United to fall like a pack of cards right now. Leicester City, on the other hand,
not forgetting that they are playing at home at Old Trafford.
Yes, so you cannot.
No, it's not been a fortress for them.
Well, however it is, you will still not give it to Leicester straight away, because Leicester is going there to fight a war and a battle. Tottenham, on the other hand, will be playing Chelsea. So that's another dicey game, because Dele Alli is missing in the setup of Tottenham right now. For the rest of the season, he will not play. Jamie Vardy also will not be playing against Man United United this weekend.
That's true.
Very good. So in a way, they have two key players missing from this setup. But what I see is Leicester still looks very promising. Tottenham blew it against West Brom. That draw shattered their hopes of actually giving them a hot chase for the Premiership title. However it is
so they're
right now,
7 points behind.
Yes.
And the way it stands, Mark, Leicester is not under any compulsion to win against United.
That's exactly what I'm talking
Because
about.
if Tottenham fails to win against Chelsea, they will be champions.
They will be champions. They will be champions. But you know, like it or not, that's going to be a London derby on its own. Tottenham Chelsea has always been a very hot chase. But for Man United, Leicester City, I see Van Gaal, running away with a point from this game.
Okay.
Because he also needs to save his
A
face.
point or points.
Oh, a point or points. But I don't see them defeating Leicester.
I mean, a lot of talks about Tottenham. They've had a fantastic season, no doubt about
exactly.
that. Harry Kane has been one man who's been very instrumental for the Whites. Well, 7 points behind Leicester. Should they remain hopeful? Should they still be hopeful?
See, this is football.
3 more games to go.
3 more games to go. This is football. Anything can happen. What they will be praying for right now is let's win the remaining 3 games and let's see what happens. Should Leicester City falter, anything could happen. But the Leicester City that I'm seeing right now, the spirit is so high, everybody is hopeful. And Ranieri said something to the fans. He said, you guys should start dreaming of the Premiership. Initially, he was hiding his feelings, but now he's beginning to say, look, this is believable, this is achievable. Begin to dream it.
That was a team that was dreaming of Premier League survival.
Exactly.
Now dreaming of the title.
Now. Now they have secured the Champions League spot. They are now taking a step further to dream of the title. So
why won't they? They're 7 points behind second place.
that is what I'm talking
with
about.
3 more games to go.
Exactly. Now that Tottenham has faltered against West Brom, give it to Leicester. Let them go. See, I want Leicester to lift the title without stress because they've actually stayed.
They've worked hard for it.
They've stayed on top without stress. Teams have chased after them, but they have remained resilient. So you cannot.
And consistent.
That's the word, consistent.
This man must be very worried at this time.
Pochettino. Well,
He's done a good job this season.
He shouldn't be worried. A Champions League football next season is enough.
Well, like it's commonly said, football is like biscuit. You don't know where it will crack. Leicester 7 points ahead, in first place ahead of Tottenham in second. And 3 more games to go. You may want to think anything can happen, just like Mark I did mention a couple of seconds ago. Well, Mark, thanks for coming on the show.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Nigeria's Minister of Sport, Solomon Dalong, recently blamed the country's poor preparations for the Olympics on the inability of the defunct Sports Commission to account for more than 2 billion naira the federal government released for the All Africa Games last year. Nigeria failed to qualify for a number of sports, including taekwondo. Nigerian boxers are struggling to qualify for the games, and only a few wrestlers have picked tickets. And the general build-up to the games in Rio has been criticized. Mary Oyanli represented Nigeria. Of course, she won medals for the country at the 1992 and 1996 Olympics. She is on the program today. We're glad to have you on the show, Mary Oyanli. I'll start by asking you, do you really consider Nigeria's preparation for the Olympics as insufficient, as been said by many?
Well, it may seem like we've not been doing anything preparatively to the Olympics, but we have. All the federations have been training. Our athletes are scattered all over the world. You don't have to specifically call a national camp before athletes can be selected. The federations are doing the best they can, attending international competitions and local competitions and continental competitions that qualify their federation to the Olympics. And so far we've received a lot of positive results. And athletics, of course, which is my home, the football, every federation that is geared towards representing Nigeria at the Olympics have been doing their best from different perspectives to getting their athletes qualified for the games.
Okay, considering the talents available in Team Nigeria, do you see the country equaling or surpassing the 1996 feat?
1996 feat has been a tall order since 96 Atlanta, of course, but yeah, it's been an uphill battle because for so many reasons we haven't been able to have athletes that will take over that revolving door, to take over from the tired legs of 96, which I came from, the Kanu Nwankwo and JJ Okocha and co came from. So we have decided to sort of redraw, re-architecturize our plan to be able to go back to the grassroots, to develop and sort for athletes that will take over from the tired legs, because there's been a very long drought of new athletes, or evolution of athletes that have gotten tired of either mentally or physically competing in their different events. We need to go back to the drawing board, like I said, and create the new talents, the new grassroots athletes to take over from the ones that have exhausted over the years.
All right, many thanks, Mary, for your apt responses. But I would ask you this before I let you go. You are a member of the Sport Ministers Reforms Committee headed by Godwin Kienka. What exactly is the importance of that committee when previous recommendations have not been implemented?
That's the TOR. That's one of our terms of. In fact, that's the main terms of reference of us of the board being created, which thank God I'm a member of. Our job is to chart the way forward to moving our sports from service-oriented to developmental-oriented. Because service-oriented so far over the past 20 years has not fetched us anything. So we need to go back to creating that revolving door that I've always been talking about, so that we can groom new talents more than enough to be able to challenge the older athletes.
Mary Onyanli won bronze at the Barcelona 1992 Olympics. She won bronze at the 1996 Games as well, and was the 100 meters champion at the 1994 Commonwealth Games. Thanks for your time, Mary.
Thank you.
All right. Nigeria's table tennis icon Segun Toriola will be competing at the Olympics in Rio. It will be 7th consecutive Olympic Games, and it is an unprecedented record for any black man. Toriola is no doubt a legend of the sport, and on Top Action we will take you back to this spectacular moment that saw the Nigerian take a prized point against the Singaporean opponent Ning Gao.
Nigerian legend Segun Toriola's 41-shot rally against Singapore's Ning Gao remains a delight. Defensive and accurate, Toriola showed class to pick the point. And if you thought that was long, then keep watching this masterpiece between Sweden's Gerald Parr and Frenchman Martino Adrien. The ball suffered 91 shots, one of the longest rallies in competitive table tennis.
Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen, Nico Rosberg, and other top Formula One drivers are role models to this Pakistani, very young Pakistani. His name is Saad Ali, and he dreams to be Pakistan's first Formula One driver. A journey of 1,000 miles, they say, begins with a step. And for Saad Ali, he is taking the right steps in the right direction to actualize his ambitions.
Saad Ali is in pole position to become Pakistan's first Formula One driver, a seemingly impossible target in a country with no race tracks and where all sports sponsorship money is poured into the national obsession, cricket. The 28-year-old faces significant hurdles before he can become one of the 22 elite drivers at the pinnacle of motorsport, but a decade after his clueless beginning as a college dropout hooked on racing, is edging towards his target. He competed in the Formula Gulf 1000 series in 2014, reaching the podium to take third place twice in one weekend in Abu Dhabi. Describing that race as a big stepping stone, Saad thinks racing is something that he could pursue and achieve.
In the race, started from third position and landed on the podium, third place finish, which was a big stepping stone for me. It was proof to me that this is something that I could pursue.
Now he must conquer the Formula 3, GP3 and GP2 classes seen as stepping stones on the road to Formula 1. Currently, he uses the money earned from his job at an information technology company and his documentary film work to fund his obsession. He has more races later in 2016, but estimate he will need around $2 million in sponsorship over the next 3 or 4 years to achieve his dream of racing alongside the likes of Sebastian Vettel or Lewis Hamilton.
I keep having this locking into turn 11.
Right now, he has to make do with a simulator at his home where he practices his maneuvers.
Nigerian athlete Peter Emeleze will no longer represent Nigeria at international competitions. This is because the sprinter has decided to begin to compete in the colors of Germany. Well, following in the footsteps of Gloria Alozie, Francis Obikwelu and the rest, that is exactly what this young man has done. We reported this story and others, and we'll now do a flashback on them.
Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Vincent Enyama was voted the best goalkeeper in the French League after being named in the Ligue 1 Team of the Year. Enyama has made more than 30 appearances in the French League this season, keeping 14 clean sheets. The little shot stopper remains Nigeria's most capped player with 101 caps. It was confirmed that the United States basketball team will take on Nigeria's The Tigers on August the 1st in a warm-up game in Houston, USA, ahead of the Rio Olympics. The match will afford the Tigers the opportunity to redeem their image after they were bashed 156 to 73 points by the Americans at the London 2012. Interim head coach of Nigeria Super Eagles Salisu Yusuf called up 26 players for the forthcoming international friendlies against Mali and Luxembourg in Europe. Nigeria play Mali on May 21st in France before moving to Luxembourg for the second game on June 1st. The International Association of Athletics Federation confirmed the switch of allegiance from Nigeria to Germany of sprinter Peter Emeleze. Emeleze represented Nigeria at both the junior and senior levels, going as far as the semi-finals of the 60 meters event at the 13th and 14th IAAF World Indoor Championship in Doha and Turkey. The IAAF also granted the wish of USA-born Nigerian Chidi Okezie to represent his country of origin. Tyson Fury and his Ukrainian challenger Vladimir Klitschko traded barbs and insults at a news conference in Manchester ahead of their July 9th WBC heavyweight title rematch. Fury stunned the boxing world when he defeated the then unified heavyweight world champion Klitschko in Dusseldorf last November. 27-year-old Fury was quick to discredit Klitschko's record, which saw him win 64 professional fights.
Well, it's almost time to say goodbye on the program today, with time never been a friend. But let's quickly do a preview of what's on the card for sports next week. The battle for a ticket to play in the UEFA Champions League final in Milan intensifies with semi-final second leg matches on Tuesday and Wednesday. The first leg games were enthralling, exciting and keenly contested. On Tuesday, Bayern Munich will hope to overturn a 1-0 deficit suffered in the hands of Atletico Madrid when both sides square up at the Allianz Arena. At least 2 unreplied goals will be required to do so. But playing against a very disciplined and compact Atletico side, Bayern know they have a lot of work to do. On Wednesday, Manchester City will travel to play Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. The first leg ended goalless in England, and so both teams will be starting afresh on clean slates. Well, that will be it on Sport Week this week. Many thanks for watching. I am Promise Forge, signing out.